And we are live here at the Ritossa Family Office Investment Summit. Always a great event. Of course, we're regulars at this place. There are some new people and some new projects. It took me a while. I looked around. Okay, it's actually we got a nice crowd here, as always. Of course, we see our wonderful people that are always here. I have with me here Jonathan Delgado, right? Yeah? And he is with Spree Interactive. It's virtual reality. You know how much I love this stuff. So tell us a little bit about the company and what brought you here to the Ritossa Summit.
Sure. Basically, I'm the founder and CEO of Spree Interactive. We are a German-based high-tech company. So we are spin-out out of the Fraunhofer Institute, which is the MP3 birthplace. So we have a background in technology development. Mm-hmm. And essentially, we are selling virtual reality B2B2C entertainment systems for shopping malls. Shopping malls, theme parks, trampoline parks, sport parks, everywhere where people come together to either have fun, to do sports, or to learn. So these are our three pillars.
Very nice. So, all right. You know, virtual reality is one of those things, right? And I talk about augmented reality quite a bit because, of course, you don't need so much equipment like this. So how does it work? Let's say I am I have a storefront in the mall. How does it work for me? Tell me. I have a clothing store.
Sure. So essentially, what we do is we provide a turnkey entertainment solution, and we sell this to operators. So theme park operators like Six Flags, big chains in the US, big chains of family entertainment centers like Urban Air in the US, and big chains also in the region. So we're talking with Alpha-Time. They have 60 shopping malls in the region. And what we provide to them is an attraction which brings people back to the shopping mall. Because with COVID, obviously many people had to shop online and wouldn't go to the shopping mall. And essentially the shopping malls, they have to either innovate or die.
Right.
The ones who decide to innovate, they need to turn into a kind of immersive experience center.
Right. Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, man, I told my wife, I'm like, I'm not home all the time, right? I travel a lot, but I'm like, honey, this is pretty epic. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 boxes that show up at the house every day, and people aren't shopping. They're not going out to the mall. I mean, that's why Amazon is just really taking the lead. So, how does it work? So someone puts this on. I mean, you have this in your hand, right? I'm like dying to hold this.
Exactly. Let's try it out.
Let's go ahead and try it on. All right.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
1 second.
So I can see the Burj Khalifa right here in front of me, right?
So basically, you're now in a virtual reality bumper car experience. So around you, there are bumper cars driving.
Whoa.
You are not driving. So
not
otherwise
driving.
You would get motion sick. You're standing still. You can turn around 360 degrees. And you go is actually with your head. You aim at the moving red target,
Okay.
Because that way you collect points.
Nice.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. I'm getting lots of points.
Exactly. And this is basically a futuristic Asian city. And you're fighting a gigantic virus. And you're collaborating with your team member who is driving the virtual reality bumper car whilst you're shooting the targets. And there are 10 other cars doing the same. Where one guy is the driver and the other one is aiming at the target. And the funny thing is, at some point, the floor is going upside down and you're driving on the ceiling. And this is really a mind-bending experience, you know what I mean?
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
this we've sold already 3 times to Riyadh, Salah Entertainments in Saudi Arabia, and they love it. We sold this also to Mall of Qatar in Doha, and we're just now entering the Middle East market to bring this joy, excitement to all the other malls, amusement centers throughout the region. You're really into it, man.
Oh, man, that's pretty cool. So that's my first time ever actually doing a virtual reality something. That was pretty cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So I can imagine all types of things. I know David mentioned his experience at the Monaco Streaming Film Festival. All types of experiences that you could have in there. What are some of the other ones? Obviously, this is a game.
Yeah.
You mentioned theme parks. I mean, You have clients. You guys are profitable.
Yes.
Is what you mentioned to me.
So we, our first client indeed was actually the second biggest theme park in Europe.
Nice.
After Disney in Paris, Europa Park is actually the biggest, and we actually turned IP, which is Valerian from the famous French director Luc Besson, who did also The Fifth Element. He did another movie, and we basically turned that movie into an experience. So instead of watching the movie in a lean back experience, you actually are in the movie. So basically the scenery, which fans know from the movie, you're inside, you can walk around this movie scene, and then whilst you are in VR, you board a roller coaster, a virtual reality roller coaster, and then actually the coaster takes off. So this is one of our first projects. However, the next projects which we're doing, which is basically either this virtual reality bumper car or the free roam, it's basically more scalable. Why? Because you just need empty space, like similar like this conference center. Also, hospitality venues and conference centers, they say, okay, we don't have a high utilization rate, so perhaps we can turn a business conference center within 10 minutes into an entertainment center. So you can see that real estate is getting into mixed usage there, and this is exactly what one big chain in the US is asking for. They have conference centers, but they would like to turn them into entertainment centers.
That is really cool. So you're here at the Ritossa Summit. It's the first time I've seen you here. How is your experience, and what is your main objective here?
So our main objective is actually to close our Series A. So far, we've raised 5 million in 2 seed rounds. Amongst them, the biggest entertainment company in Europe, ProSiebenSat.1 Medias, public company in Germany. And right now, we are more than halfway through our Series A.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
we're raising 12 million. We have already 7 million committed. And right now, we're looking for a lead investor who covers the 5 million remaining. And yeah, we're excited to speak to people here in the region because besides the US, Middle East is one of our core markets. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the UAE and the Dubai, especially Abu Dhabi as well. I mean, it's just really going crazy. There is such a, first of all, a great framework to work within, but there's just so high, the quality of people here is so high. And so it's a place I come every month. It's glad to see you here. So how would you like, any final thoughts, the website, how do people find you guys?
Yeah, the conference has been fantastic so far. I mean, in the end, it's all about people. As we bumped into another, so I'm having a lot of conversations here on the hallway, and that has been the most inspiring and, let's say, fruitful. Yeah.
Awesome. And what's your website?
Pardon?
Your website?
Our website? It's www.jointhespree.com. So make sure to check it out.
Jointhespree.com.
Jointhespree.com.
Jointhespree.com. Jonathan Delgado, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. See you soon.